my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is part 4 of this unboxing. I've now figured out that it's going to be 10 parts, and each part will have some pretty cool stuff. So we're going to get into these stacks. This should be a shorter video, hopefully. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. But it's just, oh, actually, okay, another one of these ones. Wow, okay, so this first one, I've shown this book like 3 times now. This will be the 3rd time I've shown the same book, but different versions of it. And each version is kind of interesting. So this is, I bought the same comic book 3 different ways, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but I have to get this one out. This one is, look how they pinned it. They actually, okay, I'll show you the book. It is Kellogg's A Funny Jungle Movie Moving Pictures, okay? Jungle Land Moving Pictures. Now, each version of this book is slightly different. And what it is it's the very first promotional comic. And it was a promotional comic that ran from 1909 to the early 30s. And it being the first, it's kind of cool. So I tried to find a first print of it. I showed the first printing of this book in the last video. So if you watch the last video, you can see what the first print looks like. And it's slightly different than this one. Each version, it was actually bigger. They're different sizes. And they would have like different things on them. The main way you can tell the first print versus later printings is by the ad on the back. The later printings had other things than the little old woman in the shoe. I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay. Oh, okay, so that was hard to get out. But so this one, if you look at the back of it, it has big piece of tape, painter's tape, so you can't really read it. I take off the painter's tape. I don't need that. So you'll see at the top it says Kellogg's Funny Jungle Land Moving Pictures, and then it has like a cereal box, and then it has the boy and the rooster. So this is a later printing. Now I'm not sure, like there's no real information to say when the printings were, but this would be a later printing. The first printings all had the mother in the shoe. So the old woman in the shoe. But there are different sizes, different colors. Some are orange up here, some are green, some are yellow. They're all different, slight differences. But they always have this elephant and these different characters on the covers. But they were promotional comics. Some of them came with with the cereal boxes. Some you had to send away for. And it was just a kind of cool thing. Like, and it was a popular phenomena that they created with those promotional comics. And it really became a thing that we still see to this day, where, you know, comics, even McDonald's has promotional comics now. So it's kind of funny how much of a thing it became. Okay. Wow, okay. I didn't realize how few books were in this one unboxing. I thought this was a big stack, meaning lots of books. I'm actually going to grab another stack, this extra bonus stack, because I don't think there's enough books for one video. And I'll show you what I mean. So it was like this big of a stack, but it's all just pulps. So I was mentioning in the previous video, and in the video before that as well, because I've been showing pulps all through this unboxing, that I've been speculating on pulps. And I've been speculating on a few artists and a few different genres of cover. This one I liked. I went for cool covers. And I thought this one had a lot of great elements to it. And I'll tell you what the elements are that made me want to buy this book. And you can either agree with me or think I'm crazy. But I have a lot of faith in pulps becoming a thing soon, because CGC is grading pulps. So this is Thrilling Wonder Stories, and it's a great cover because it has the following. It has a girl in the tube, which is cool. girl in the red dress too. We got this dragon-like weird monster thing with fire. I like fire. We got this mad scientist over here. And then we got a guy in a spacesuit with a bubble helmet. So lots of really great classic elements to it. And I just thought it was a great cover. This is from 1949, I believe. So it's just a cool book. I thought, hey, why not? And the pricing usually for these pulps is around that $10 to $15 range. Okay, here's another one. I thought this was a really cool cover as well. This is Weird Tales. Now this is, Weird Tales had Brundage covers. This is not a Brundage cover. This is a Sylvie cover. And I thought it, Sylvie? No, Sylvie, just Sylvie. Sylvie cover, and just a cool alien, good girl. Looks like he's got her on a spoon. He looks like he's about to eat her. So it's a very cool cover. I like these cool covers. So I thought this was a great one. It was good. I thought it was a good pickup. So this is Weird Tales, Volume 45, Number 3. Okay. Now this next one, actually, is from 1946. This is Thrilling Wonder Stories. And I just thought it was a nice good girl art cover. Nothing super special about this one. I think it's a Earl Burgley cover. I'm pretty sure it's his style. It looks like his style. So Earl Burgley, I'm pretty sure. Another artist that I'm just kind of speculating on. That I think he has a lot of potential. And I'm looking for ones where what I do is another trick that maybe this will work out, maybe it won't, is I want to find scarcity. And how do you determine scarcity with pulps? Well, there's no census. There's no way to really determine that scarcity. So one of my tricks that I'm doing is I'm looking on eBay. And I'm looking on eBay to see sold listings. I'm seeing how many of these books seem to be out there based on how many have sold, how many listings are the same cover, so how many repeated listings, how many does it seem like there's out there in general. And that's really been my method to determine some scarcity. So if I only see one of them offered across eBay, my comic shop, heritage auctions, or whatever, then it's probably scarce. You never know. Like, it could be that somebody, once they get graded, then hundreds come out or thousands come out. Who knows? But I'm trying to determine that scarcity with the little amount of information that we have. So that's been my method. I'm trying to find cool covers, scarcer books, cool artists. Those are kind of the things I'm going for. And speaking of cool artists, this is Weird Tales again. And this is a Margaret Brundage cover. So just a cool artist, well-recognized artist. Not necessarily one of her better covers. It's not a bad cover, though. I thought it was okay. And then we got... one of the things that I like is, again... these ones are really interesting. So this is Thrilling Wonder Stories. Now this is the same, like Thrilling Wonder Stories and Planet Comics, like Fiction House, I'm pretty sure are the same company that produces both. This is Better Standard Publications. And basically what happened is they would cover swipe. So sometimes it would be the pulp that would steal from the comic. Sometimes it was the comic that would steal from the pulp. Well, this one is a cover swipe from Planet Comics. There's one where it's like these little alien guys. And it's one of my favorite covers, actually. It's an Alex Schomburg cover. And this is just a cover swipe of it, where they've kind of modified it, give it a more of a weird seals. Like these are seals, like alien seals or something. Or walruses, actually, maybe walruses. Yeah, it looks like walruses, actually. Just a really weird cover. It has War Bond stamp on it, which is also cool. This is from 1944. It might actually be before the Planet stories. I think Planet Comics, I mean. So who knows which one they swiped. But I thought it was just a really great cover. Like the girl in the metal bra. I like these ones where you can also look at it and compare it to another cover, which is a classic cover. So the comic version of that is a very expensive comic. And it's one that actually I'm trying to get. I don't have it in my collection. So I was quite happy to get a slightly cheaper version. Okay, so this next one is another Thrilling Wonder Story. So this is another Earl Burgley cover. And you can see, it says that right. Is it Burgley or a Burgie? I want to say Burgley, but it's Burgie. Burgie. I totally messed that up all along. So Burgie cover. So yeah, Earl Burgie. I add an extra L, and there's no L. That's the wonders of dyslexia. Okay, just so you know. But it's just a great cover. Thought it was really cool. Good girl art cover. Weird tentacly monster cover. I thought this was cool. I like the artist as well. And it's also a War Bond one. Anytime you can get something with a little bit of that history added to it is a bonus. This one is from June of 1943 or 44. I can't really see. It's kind of cropped off. But definitely a cool book. Okay. Next one is another Thrilling Wonder Story. You'll notice I'm sort of focusing on only a handful of titles, maybe like 3 or 4 titles. And the reason I'm doing that is I like to get sort of the best covers from a particular title. And Thrilling Wonder Stories has a lot of really great good girl art covers. So that's what I was focusing on. And I like these ones with the girl with the metal bra. So that's a thing I like. And this one is from 1948, October of 1948. I just thought it was a really great cover. Another Earl Burgie. I keep on messing up his name. Burgie. Okay, Earl Burgie. And yeah, just a really great cover. Okay, so that's me messing up his name a million times. Okay, and we got some more pulps. Actually, not done the pulps yet. There's a bunch of pulps. I hope you guys learn to either appreciate pulps, or you can tell me in the comments below. Do you like pulps? Do you hate pulps? I'm not a big fan of pulps. And I mentioned this before in the previous videos. I don't necessarily like the pulp themselves. I like the covers. I'm buying these for the covers. And I'm being totally honest about that. There are great stories in these. And there are some pulps that I've read and really enjoyed. I would never read the actual book because it's just gross. Like I don't know, I find it just icky. But I love the covers. The covers are amazing. And I think the covers would be considered artistically better than the comics. Even when they're mimicking the comics. So this next one is exactly that. This is mimicking a comic, a cover. And it just, this is Thrilling Wonder Stories again. And it's ripping off a cover that was Planet Stories. Actually, I might even have it behind me. Oh, I do. I actually have it behind me. So give me a sec. Okay, I have so you can see. I'm going to show you the cover swipe. So you see it. Okay, see can you see it? There we go. So you see the skeleton hand with the gun, right? The girl kind of coming out around the console, and then the guy is sitting down at the steering wheel. Okay, so remember all those elements. And then you see this, it's kind of flipped. There's a gloved hand with the gun. The girl's kind of coming out, and the guy's at the steering wheel. So these are the same company, so they're just like updating their cover. So this is this came out later, but it's just a cool redoing of the cover. This is from June of 1950, but I thought it was a really great Earl Burgie cover. So yeah, and I believe that the original cover was done by Joe Doolin. Okay, so that was kind of fun. Okay, and one second, let me just put the other things down, and I have to grab them again. Okay, now I mentioned as well that I am chasing after specific artists, and And one of the artists that is considered like one of the best artists of the golden age is Alex Schomburg. Now, he did do pulps, but most of the pulps, I really didn't like most of his pulp covers for the most part. I found them kind of boring. He did a lot of rocket ships, just, spaceships flying in there. Very 2001-esque kind of style. And not really good girly. I like good girls. So, but he did do a few good girls. And he does have some brilliant sci-fi covers in the pulps. But as I said, majority of them aren't that way. But you can sometimes find an Alex Schomburg pulp cover that has the elements that I like. And here's an example of that. This one is really interesting to me because I was so happy to get this one. It's signed Alex Schomburg. You can see that right there. And it's future science fiction. And this would have come out in later. This would be much later. This is like 50s, I believe. It doesn't say, but I believe this would be like 50s. And it's a really cool comic because it is a cover swipe of like, is it Strange Suspense Stories? Where it's the one where the aliens coming in got the girl. And they've homaged that so many different ways. Like Bruce Timm did an homage to it. There's a lot of great homages to it. I actually have it, the original. And this is kind of like that, but done by Alex Schomburg. And you got a bit of sexiness too. The girl's just holding a towel. It's just a really interesting cover. I was quite excited to get this one. It was not expensive. A lot of these Alex Schomburgs are really under the radar because when people think of Alex Schomburg, they think of him in the comics. And they don't really think of him as being a pulp artist, but he actually was a pulp artist before he even did comics and long after he stopped working on comics. So it's very interesting that his pulp work is very affordable, and some of it is really great. Some of it's kind of boring, but some of it's really great. And this is an example of one of the ones that I really like. This is future science fiction. Okay, so that's that one. Okay. Oh, okay. This is a good one. Wow, so much good stuff. I'm quite happy. Okay. So, okay, this one is a really interesting one. It's in low grade, but it's really presents well. This is Gay Comics, number 18. And it's just a really great good girl art cover. Gay Comics was basically featured a lot of good girl art and these really, really cute girls sitting, like, showing lots of leg, just being really cute. And they were humor books. So they would be, similar to Archie or one of those ones. And you got a really cute, this one's kind of cute. He's like, he says, ho hum Tess, because that's Tessie. Tessie, it looks like I'll never get a bite. And he's all sad that he's never going to get a bite. But look, he's going to get a bite. I'm pretty sure. So, and she's got like a whole bunch of fish. So she did well. So yeah, this is Gay Comics number 18. So just a really cool one. I was quite happy to get that one. Okay. This one is interesting. This is one of those ones that maybe a little bit of FOMO kind of related to this one. This was, I think Comic Tom talked about it. And basically, it was a situation where this is a hot comic. I didn't even realize they made a comic about this. I actually knew the series when I was a kid. It's called Monster in My Pocket. And it's basically like, like you'd get these little pocket-sized toys, and they were like monsters, like Universal monsters. And they actually, I think they even had a little cartoon series. And this was the comic based on it. So it's the first appearance of Monsters in My Pocket. I thought it was so cool that they actually made a comic about it that I had to pick it up. I love Universal monsters, and this is just so cool. So it became a pretty expensive book, like $10 to $15. I got it for just, I think it was around 10 that I paid for it. But I think it's gone up even to like $20 plus, because it's one of those ones, once everyone says, oh, it's a hot book, then the price goes up, right? So, but I picked it up just at the right time. just before people had gone to eBay and bought all the copies of it. Okay. Oh, wow. I didn't realize how big this one was. And I got to remember, this is a first appearance. I got to remember whose first appearance. I'm going to open this book up because it's going to bother me. If I tell you the wrong thing, I'm going to get bothered and I'm going to be like, oh, why did I say the wrong thing? And I want to show you this. I'm going to show you this book, but I got to show it to myself first. So I'm just going to pull this out. And I got to quickly flip through it. I got to remember who made their first. Oh, yes. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, this is a cool book. So this is The Titans. This is a UK publication. It's a really cool one because it's a transformation cover. You got you know, him turning into the Thing, and you know, that's kind of cool. But the thing that's really great about this book is it's actually a first appearance of a major character. And a lot of people don't realize that this is the first appearance of this character, but it is. It's the first appearance of Captain Britain. So you can see Captain Britain right there. And this is his first appearance. This came out before Captain Britain #1. So kind of a cool book, very under the radar. This one is so under the radar. I don't know why this book isn't isn't one that people just go after. But Captain Britain is a character that I think they're going to do something with. They kind of hinted at multiple times. So this one, I picked this up for $6. So really definitely one that's under the radar and should be looked for. This is actually his first, not only appearance, but first like worldwide appearance. Because with Captain Britain, you got him appearing in Captain Britain #1, obviously. But then later he appeared in, like, I think it's Marvel Team Up or something like that in the US comics. I think 64 or something like that. I forget what issue number it is. But basically it wasn't until much later that he actually came to the US. This is his first UK appearance and first worldwide appearance. So very cool book. And very underrated. Like, most people don't realize how affordable it is, and that it is such a key. Because it came out before any other appearances of Captain Britain. So just kind of a cool book. It's much bigger. I thought it was going to be a lot smaller. So this is Titans #50, if you're looking for the issue number. So yeah, this is kind of a cool one. Let me just try to get it in here. It's kind of a little bit awkward to get in. Because they kind of did this weird, they made their own little bag for it. It's kind of awkward. Okay. There. Now I'm happy. That's in the bag. Put the tape back on. It's all locked in. Okay, that's a very cool book. Okay. Okay, so we got a couple more to show. Got this one. I'm going to open it up. You can watch me make crazy facial expressions as I get this book out. One sec here. Okay, got this book here. One sec here. And we got, this is like a Chinese, Russian doll kind of thing, or, you know, Russian doll where you have to, oh wow, 2 big books in a row. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to show 2 big books. Both are awesome. Which one should I show first? I'll show this one first. This one's cool. It's in rough shape, so it's not as cool, but it's still a great book. This is Thrilling Comics number 54. It's a great Alex Schomburg cover. We got Doc Savage, and he's like punching some hooded figures. And got a girl in the red dress in bondage. So great Alex Schomburg cover. This one's a little bit unusual for Alex Schomburg, believe it or not. Typically, one of the things with Alex Schomburg is he always puts the girl in the front, in the foreground, and the hero in the background, always just a little bit too late. In this case, it's the opposite. You got the girl in the background, and you got the hero in the foreground. It's very unusual for Alex Schomburg. Now, this one is really rough. I mean, somebody wrote all over letters up here. They colored them in. But it is a cool book. I really like these bondage covers, and I like Alex Schomburg stuff. So just a cool book. Now this next one is the last one I needed to get the complete run of this book. I think there's like 20 some odd issues in this series. This is Dagar, the Desert Hawk. Now this is an amazing book. Very underrated series. Oh my goodness, this is so awesome. Really awesome stuff. So this is just a really nice copy. It really presents well. Actually, they graded it as a 4, but it looks really nice. Just a really great cover. Good girl bondage cover. Got this kind of Omar Sharif kind of guy in the background. Get this giant iguana character in the front, like our kimono dragon or something, whatever it is. Okay, I'm just gonna open it up. I want to show you the inside because the inside it's actually worth seeing this book inside. It's not just a cover buy. These books have amazing interior art. Okay, so one of the great things about Fox Publications is Victor Fox, or Vincent Fox, or Victor, it's Victor, I think it's Victor, I always mess up his name. He was notoriously cheap, and he used the cheapest quality paper, which is pink paper. Who uses pink paper? Fox does. Okay, so he'd have these pink paper. Oh, you can see how the colors are kind of interesting. Just look at this. I mean, the girl's getting whipped and she's in bondage. It's just crazy stuff inside. And just really great good girl art inside. A lot of the time, the interiors were done like by artists like Matt Baker and Jack Kamen, and just some really amazing artists worked on Fox Feature Syndicate. So just some really great stuff. I just, lots of girls in bondage, some impaling, and just crazy stuff going on. Like, just, just over the top, like sex and violence, basically. Just really interesting stuff. A very underrated series. Now, this is not a cheap book, to tell you the truth. So it's not that underrated, I should say. But typically, this book, I've seen it go for anywhere from a few, like maybe like mid, like $400 or $500 to $1,000 range, depending on the grade. And then obviously, if it's in super high grade, obviously it's in, more like the $10,000 range. But a book like this, maybe $400 or $500 or more, maybe about $600 actually. But I think I got it for around that. It was like $200 to $300. So, but just a really great book, like such a cool book. I was like so excited when I won this over Christmas. Actually, I was all excited when I won this. This is my Christmas present, really. I was super excited because this is such a cool book. Okay, and it's the last one I needed. I now have the complete run of Dagar. So yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. Share this video, tell people about it, tell people to come to the channel. Even if they don't like comics, just tell them to come. I'm trying to promote this channel. So again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.